Recently, I've been playing a game that I initially had no interest in, and that would be The Finals, a multiplayer FPS that, at the time of writing this, is currently having its open beta. In a world where everyone's trying to create the next big battle royale or extraction shooter, looking at you, Call of Duty, The Finals paves its own path by formulating an entirely new subgenre and doing it quite well. However, while the game is unique from others, it is not without its own flaws. So today, I'm going to give my thoughts on The Finals. Before the video starts, I just want to remind you to subscribe. I run a few series on this channel, my most popular being the So What Happened series, where we take a look at gaming's greatest failures, and my Internet Mysteries series, where we take a look at the weird websites, creepy YouTube channels, and other pieces of the darkest corners of the World Wide Web. I also do analytical content on random game-related topics, like my video about weird 7th generation games, or I also upload individual reviews for games that I really love or really despise, just like this video. In addition to all the video content I do, I live stream on this channel, and I run community events from time to time where you can directly interact with the event. If any of that interests you, feel free to join our community. Let's also give a quick shout out to our RatedEm VIPs. If you'd like to be featured at the start of every RatedEm episode, hit that join button. You'll also receive an exclusive badge and some unique emotes for comments and stream chats. So let's jump into what The Finals actually is. The Finals is a multiplayer FPS where 3 teams of 3 fight to secure money held in safes. They must then bring the safes to specific spots to extract the money and defend it while other teams try to hijack it for themselves. It's extremely fast-paced and it feels really fluid. It reminds me of Apex or Hyperscape, but I'll talk about that in a second. You get a weapon and about 4 utilities that you can mix and match for your character's playstyle, as well as a main ability like healing or grappling hook or whatever. The main gimmick of the game is that the environment is highly destructible, and this is because the game was actually built by people who previously worked on the Battlefield series, which is known for its destructive environments. Let's get into what I actually like about the game. First off, the game actually runs extremely well. I was nervous to try it out on PC with all the particle effects and buildings and blowing stuff up, but I never got a single frame spike in my playtime. It's very well optimized from my personal experience. Secondly, the game mode that Embark Studios managed to formulate is a lot of fun. It's nice to see a game in this current market that doesn't just hop on to whatever is the newest trend at the time. When you actually put pen to paper and design a game mode while covering every little nook and cranny of the logistics of it, you can make something actually really fun. I had no idea what I was going into before downloading this game, and honestly, it's a good thing. I wasn't going in being like, oh, it's another battle royale or it's another extraction shooter. I actually had to learn an entirely new subgenre of game, and it definitely pays off. The class creation system is really nice too. You can change the build of your character, which affects the abilities you have access to. It changes your health, your speed, all of that, but when you actually go into your class setup, you have options to personalize your playstyle. Sure, the medium build is a healer-oriented position on the team, but my healer could be a little bit more defensive with grenades and other tech I carry on me, when someone else's could have a more aggressive feel. The destructive environment is a lot more involved than I've seen in some other games. The objective can move around simply because the floor underneath it got blown up or something like that. This can make it harder to get it hijacked from another team when it's covered under a bunch of rubble or something. It adds a lot of depth to the game. The gunplay feels nice too. I complained in my X-Defiant review that it felt rigid to aim, even with mouse and keyboard, but The Finals feels really smooth, which is surprising because I've always felt that Battlefield's aiming felt rigid and COD felt smooth, but both games are made by ex-devs of those games, and the aiming feels swapped. It's very interesting. Overall, The Finals is a lot of fun. It's a really unique game in an oversaturated and repetitive market. However, while it's a lot of fun, it's not perfect. The first thing I don't like is the movement. The game makes you feel really fast, but there aren't really a whole lot of movement options available to you to make use of that momentum. This game makes me want to go back and play Hyperscape or Apex, which both have a handful of movement options, Hyperscape especially. The biggest issue I have with this game is... Wait, hold on. No, turn off the music. Okay. Pay attention. Listen. Fuck the AI voices. Was it really that hard to find a cheap voice actor on Fiverr? Was it hard to maybe make out a deal with hundreds of great voice actors that have been in even smaller indie games? Was AI really the only way to get this done? It's so fucking noticeable and it's so fucking obviously garbage. People are saying it's not a big deal and it's just to cut costs, but this isn't a small indie team. If they're making a game on this scale, I'm sure they'll have a couple $1,000s laying around to pay for some real VOs. And even if it was a small indie team, it doesn't make it any better. Fiverr exists. It's like $100, man. It is a big deal that a game on this scale is using AI voices. Voice actors are just as important as real actors and just as important to the creation of media as everyone else on the team. You love the way that Spawn sounds. You love the way that Batman sounds. You love the way that Master Chief sounds. Why? Because real people created original voices for these characters that ended up being so iconic and just inseparable parts of those characters. AI won't be able to do this shit. Aside from that, the finals is a good time. It's not perfect, but I'd be lying if I said I didn't have fun. I am very excited to see where this game goes in the future.